A college at Ball State is in danger of being dismantled. We'll tell you what interim President Terry King had to say.
And find out what Indiana City has taken a step toward tackling climate change.
Warm temperatures continue for this week with thunderstorms on the way for the
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Alex Kelmer.
And I'm Kelsey Anderson. Thanks for joining us.
We begin tonight with news right here on campus. The future of the College of Applied Sciences and Technology, or CAST, is in question after many of its programs housed were transferred to the new College of Health when it was established in 2016. The question is to whether keep the college and add more programs or to dismantle the college altogether. Ball State interim President Terry King said in a meeting that he doesn't see a place for the college in the future of Ball State, and the programs housed in the college can be absorbed into other larger colleges.
Well, that's one of the issues here. I don't see any advantage for keeping it as it is. I mean, the status quo is the status quo. It's a very small college, but again, there's good programs within the college. There's good faculty members within the college. I'm looking to put them in a place where they can grow.
King said that he would like to have the decision on the college before fall of 2017.
And a majority of first-generation students who enter college do not graduate on time. NewsLink Indiana's Taylor Kelly spoke to some students about their experiences here at Ball State.
With over 21,000 students at Ball State, students come from many different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. First-generation students in particular have a different experience than other students might have. Past research has indicated that students whose parents have no education beyond high school are significantly less likely to graduate than peers whose parents have at least a bachelor's degree.
I didn't really know much when I first came to college, so I feel like it was more of a learn as you go type experience, and if like more people from my family would have went to college, I would have been able to ask them more questions prior to and when I first got here, because I feel like the first semester of freshman year was very overwhelming just because there was so much that I did not know and that I was kind of having to learn on my own.
According to collegeboard.com, first-generation students can come from families with low, middle, or higher income without a college-going tradition. Some have parents who support their plans for higher education. Others are under family pressure to enter the workforce right after high school.
I think maybe having resources online specifically targeted towards people who are first-generation college students would have been nice.
The Counseling Center will be holding a focus group for first-generation college students. It will take place tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. in Lucina, room 320. The purpose is to learn about experiences of first-generation college students and improve the services here at Ball State University. In Muncie, Taylor Kelly, NewsLink Indiana.
A second focus group is taking place next Monday at 5:30 p.m.
About 25 people gathered in front of Congressman Luke Messer's Muncie office earlier today. Jennifer Rice Snow told the Star Press that the gathering was impromptu. Messer was not present in Muncie today at the gathering. Those gathered were there to show support for Obamacare, amongst other issues. Some of the people gathered expressed their disappointment that Messer had not scheduled open forums with the public while he is in the break from the House of Representatives. Messer is planning to address the Chamber of Commerce on Thursday.
Breitbart editor Milo Yiannopoulos has been under fire recently after controversial remarks he made regarding pedophilia. Today marked a breaking point. Yiannopoulos resigned as editor of Breitbart after company employees demanded he step down over the weekend. Yiannopoulos has insisted the remarks were taken out of context and that he does not sympathize with child abusers.
I haven't ever apologized before, and I don't anticipate ever doing it again. Name-calling doesn't bother me, and misreporting doesn't bother me. But to be a victim of child abuse and at the same time be accused of being an apologist for child abuse is absurd. I regret the things that I said. I don't think I've been sorry about anything my whole life.
The controversial comments prompted Simon & Schuster to cancel a book contract with him and Conservative Political Action Conference to rescind a speaking engagement this week.
President Donald Trump has announced his new national security advisor. Army Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster will take the place of Michael Flynn, who was ousted from the position last week. Trump announced his pick yesterday in Florida. Retired Army Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, who had been Trump's acting advisor after Flynn left, will now be the National Security Council Chief of Staff. Trump called McMaster, quote, a man of tremendous talent and tremendous experience.
A Muncie woman is in jail tonight accused of stealing from Target and leaving her 4-year-old in the car while doing so. Josie K. Meath is preliminary charged with neglect of a dependent and 6 counts of theft. Authorities allege she has stolen over $2 million worth of merchandise from Target since January 31st. Meath is being held in the Delaware County Jail under a $20,000 bond.
Police are asking for information about a mass of stolen construction equipment recovered last night. Around 6:30 last evening, a man called the Pendleton State Police Post saying he had found some construction equipment that had been stolen from his company earlier in the day. According to Nixle.com, a search warrant for the Anderson property ended up recovering 2 skid loaders, 5 stolen trucks, and 2 wreckers in different stages of disassembly from the property. Another search warrant for a different Anderson property ended in the recovery of 2 more stolen trucks and an excavator. Anybody with information is asked to call the Pendleton State Police Post at 765-778-2121.
And speaking of theft, it sounds like Mother Nature is getting ready to steal our warm weather.
That's right. We can only hope that it stays around a little longer. Chelsea, what do you got for us?
Yes, Alex and Kelsey, you are right. Colder temperatures are returning for the weekend. But take a look at our current temperature, still 59 degrees outside, so that is a positive thing going on right now. Winds are from the south at 8 miles per hour. Taking a look at our high temperatures that we reached today. We reached a high of 66 today, 65 in Annapolis, and 64 in Bloomington. So very, very warm conditions. It's going to continue for the rest of the week. And I'm going to tell you when I come back for my full weather, I will tell you about your morning commute, when we have a record high temperature and when that's going to be, and just when the thunderstorms are going to arrive.
And a feline craze in yoga mats? Find out what those two have to do with staying healthy.
And a city in Indiana takes the first step towards addressing climate change. All that and more when we come back.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Indiana, trending now, there is a new way to exercise. Newslink Indiana's Bree Isom tells us how to get our paws on this new workout.
The downward dog pose is already associated with yoga, but some yogis have been able to practice their downward dog with cats by their side. From Muncie to New York to London, yoga with cats has become a new exercise trend. The Muncie Animal Shelter offers yoga with cats once a month. taught by 2 instructors from Exhale Yoga Studio in Muncie. These 2 women happen to be mother and daughter. Stephanie and Terry Hutchison decided to bring yoga with cats to their studio when Stephanie heard about it at a studio in South Carolina and decided to make it their own.
So I was like, okay, well, let's try it. Let's see if it works. And it did.
Terry says she tried cat yoga at Studio Exhale and decided to move it to the animal shelter.
Makes the animals feel so much more comfortable staying in their own environment instead of being carried to another location. So
Hutchison says the cats almost look like they're also doing yoga, and that cat yoga has definitely been successful these past few months.
A large amount of people that come and participate and just sit around and play with the cats afterwards. So.
All the cats that participate in cat yoga are up for adoption. The animal shelter has about 30 cats currently up for adoption. In Muncie, Bree Isom, Newslink, Indiana.
Yoga with Cats takes place once a month at the Muncie Animal Shelter on Riggin Road and costs $10 per person.
A Ball State environmental group is encouraging students and faculty to recycle more to help the school win a national competition. Newslink Indiana's Deja Clay has more.
State University and colleges across the United States is participating in the Recycle Mania competition. Recycle Mania is a friendly competition for college recycling programs to promote waste reduction activities on their campus. Ball State Senior Quentin Thompson is the Director of Partnership for Student Sustainable Advancement. He discussed why recycling is important for the community.
When we recycle, we're reusing many different materials, so we don't have to pull out our natural resources, pollute our planet, things of that nature. Recycling and reusing are many ways that we are able to keep some of our emissions low and keep our planet healthy.
Thompson also mentioned that they collect data each week. Richie Avia, junior at Ball State University, discussed why recycling is important and why he participates in recycling on campus.
I myself, yes, I participate as well in recycling just because I think it's very good for the environment. Like I said, you know, nice to keep the environment safe and clean. Obviously, we don't want to live in a dirty environment, you know. So I do my part as far as making sure I take out my trash and throw them in the trash can.
In Muncie, Deja Clay, Newslink, Indiana.
The competition extends through April 1st.
And Indiana City has taken a step toward tackling climate change. Last night, the Carmel City Council unanimously approved a resolution to measure citywide emissions and work to reduce them. According to the Star Press, the Carmel Green Initiative and the Carmel Promise Project work with Carmel City leaders to get the resolution passed. The Carmel Promise Project is a youth organization to fight climate change for ages 8 to 18. Indianapolis is set to vote on a similar resolution at the City County Council meeting on February 27th.
The City of Muncie has filed a lawsuit against a former business. The Muncie Industrial Revolving Loan Fund Board provided $125,000 to the owners of Puerta El Paraiso, the Mexican restaurant that used to be in the village. The restaurant closed in October of 2016. Now, the MIRLF is suing the restaurant for the amount of the loan, plus interest, as well as for the fixtures and furniture in the restaurant. The fixtures and furniture could be sold to apply to the restaurant's debt.
And a Tampa-based Blooming Brands announced plans to close 40 restaurants in the coming fiscal year. The restaurants include Carrabba's Italian Grill, Outback Steakhouse, Bonefish Grill, and Fleming's Steakhouse. The company already closed 3 locations during the last fiscal quarter of 2016. It reported a net loss of more than $4 million compared to a profit of nearly $18 million during the same period a year ago. Blooming Brands has more than 1,500 locations worldwide and has yet to disclose which of these locations will shut down.
Well, more warm weather is expected this week. Chelsea, what can you see coming up?
Right now we're having our isolated shower starting to push out of its way out of our viewing area, but we do have warm temperatures on the way and thunderstorms for the end of the week. I'll have more when we return from the break.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Alex, let's talk more about this unusual weather we're having.
You know, unusual is the right word. I don't think anybody in Indiana has seen a February quite like this one. Chelsea, can you tell us what we got coming up?
Yes, Alex and Kelsey, we have a lot of warm weather right now. But first, let's take a look at the isolated showers that are starting to move out of the area. Taking a little bit closer look at the radar, we still have some showers over Muncie right now, into Winchester and Anderson as well. So you may want your umbrella if you're headed outside. Taking a look at our current temperature, still very warm right now. 59 degrees in Muncie, 57 in Indianapolis, 55 Bloomington. So still very, very warm. Taking a look currently in Muncie, it is 59 degrees with the winds from the southwest at 8 miles per hour. We have those cloudy conditions. And as we head throughout the evening, temperatures are going to start to cool down to 50 degrees. And then that's when the fog is going to develop overnight and may impact your morning commute. We're not going to rule out any isolated showers as we head on throughout the evening, but we're going to stay mostly dry with cloudy conditions. Taking a look for tonight, we'll reach a low of 54 degrees, and that patchy fog will develop overnight, and the winds will be from the southwest at 7 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies. The sun may be able to peek through every once in a while, but as we wake up for your morning commute, if you're an early riser, you may still have that fog may affect your morning commute. And as we head on throughout the day, we're going to warm up to the mid-50s and upper 50s by 10 a.m. with those cloudy conditions. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, we're going to reach a high of 68. And the record high for tomorrow is 66. So will we break it or will we not? If the sun is able to peek through those clouds, we may be able to peek through. For Friday, we're going to have a high of 69, and that's when the thunderstorms are going to start rolling through. The winds will be from the south-southwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Looking at our 7-day forecast, we're going to have those thunderstorms arrive for Thursday and Friday. That cold front is going to bring some colder temperatures for this weekend into the 40s.
All right, thank you very much, Chelsea.
And what can we expect in sports tonight, Ben?
Well, we got some men's basketball highlights from two area high schools, Delta and Wapahani, as well as some highlights from tonight's Ball State contest against Eastern Michigan coming up next.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With a unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening, I'm Ben Sherman with sports. We begin tonight with men's basketball team at Worthen Arena looking to complete a 2-game sweep of Eastern Michigan. Ball State comes into tonight looking to extend their lead in the MAC West. Eastern's Willie Magnum hits a deep 3 in the first quarter to give Eastern Michigan a very heavy lead, and as part of three of his five 3-pointers in the first half. As well as Eastern Michigan had a 19-1 run that gave them a 31-12 lead midway through the first half. However, Ball State stormed back into the game, cutting the deficit to 4 at halftime. They then went on to win 79-72 over Eastern Michigan. We now go to Sam Matlin over in Worthen Arena, who's going to give her post-game thoughts. Sam? Well, we also move on to the high school hardwood as Delta traveled to Monroe Central tonight as the regular season in IHSAA basketball winds down. This is Delta's second to last regular season basketball game. The Eagles had a late start to their game tonight as Josh Moore had to start off the Eagles with their run with a late layup. Delta's Moore then also had another 3-pointer against the Bears, and then towards the end of the first quarter, Delta's Tanner Lambert made a 3-pointer to also put Delta up at halftime. The final score of that game was Delta 62-55 of Monroe Central. Wapahani was also in action tonight, hosting Centerville, fresh off a 26-point win over Yorktown. In the first, the Centerville Bulldogs, as they get ready to take on Wapahani. Wapahani looks on to take on Centerville, as Centerville looks to get on the board early, as it would Justin Dupree Justin Dupree looks to drive to the basket and has an impressive layup cutting in between two defenders. However, Wapahani did not score in the first quarter as a block from Miles Cunningham continued that scoreless drought. Wapahani ended up falling 58-49 as their scoreless first quarter ended up being the difference. Well, make sure to be on the lookout for some more basketball highlights if you didn't get enough tonight as the women's basketball team plays Western Michigan. Guys, it also is pretty close to March Madness about here.
March 12th, right?
Yes, yep, that's when the brackets do.
Close to, are they going to make it into the bracket?
Or? Well, they have to win the MAC tournament. They're looking pretty good right now. They lead the MAC West. They may extend their lead depending on how the other teams in their division played, but it's been since 2000 since they made it into the NCAA tournament. But they're looking good right now. It looks like they may be on their way to getting a first-round bye in the MAC tournament and making their road to the NCAA tournament a little bit easier.
Absolutely. After a very dramatic comeback tonight, we hope to see him do well.
Yes, sir.
Coming up, find out what inspired Tom Hanks to write a book.
And catch a first glimpse at Emma Watson as Princess Belle, next on NewsLink Indiana.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. I'm Parker Wilsey with your entertainment news. Academy Award-winning actor Tom Hanks is getting in touch with his literary side. Hanks revealed that he has been writing a collection of short stories called Uncommon Type, Some Stories. Each story will be based around Hanks's love of vintage typewriters. Hanks said that he has been working on these stories for the past 2 years now, finding time to write in between filming various movies. Uncommon Type, Some Stories is set for release on October 24th. Tale as old as time. Disney surprised fans this morning by releasing a sneak peek of the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. The clip, which teases Emma Watson as Belle, shows her singing the opening song from the original film. Beauty and the Beast is set to hit theaters March 17th. Take a listen.
There goes the baker with his tray, light full waves.
Star Wars fans will be excited to see the first image from the new Han Solo spin-off flick. The photo shows Alden Ehrenreich as the young Han Solo in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Alongside him are fellow castmates Woody Harrelson, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Emilia Clarke, and Donald Glover. Also featured, of course, is Han Solo's classic sidekick, Chewbacca. The film, which is currently untitled, will explore Han and Chewie's adventures before the events of A New Hope. The film is set for a May 2018 release.
Thank you very much, Kelsey and Parker. Now, Chelsea, let's hear a look from our final weather forecast.
Well, we have a lot in our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow we reach a high of 68. This may be a record high for us. And then we're going to move into Thursday and Friday. A cold front is going to start to push through Thursday evening, bringing those thunderstorms for Thursday night and into Friday. And with that cold front, it's also going to bring windy conditions for Friday as well, with a high of 68. And behind that cold front is much cooler temperatures for Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures 40 degrees for Saturday, and even if the temperatures on Saturday night, 25 degrees may turn that rain into snow. So crazy weather for us, but back up into the 60s for next week by Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been nice not having to wear a coat these last couple of days. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold this weekend, but on Monday it looks like we're going to be able to shed our coats once again.
Yep, yes you will.
Absolutely. Last February, I remember on Valentine's Day not being able to go out at all because of snowstorms. This is quite a different situation. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.